So we're gonna come to the end of this video because I talked a lot of things with you guys, and I hope my son Luka is going to make short videos out of it, because I know many people don't have the time. Maybe you have the YouTube video and you can like stop it and watch it slowly. That's also kind of way of watching videos. And we're going to talk a lot of what it means to open the third eye and what dimensions a human being can climb if it reaches the different kind of energies. Again, the angel energy, the archangel energy, the Christ consciousness, and so on. So yeah, the angels and Jesus taught me. They were the ones that taught me the most and around my path, because those were the ones that I had the confidence to talk to. And it took me 10 years, the angel kindergarten, like I said, and then I finally was able to get inside the tree of life. And I climbed the tree of life with my masculine inner energy first. So we're going to talk about what is the divine masculine energy and what challenges come to you when you want to climb the tree of life and illuminate your tree of good and bad, they say it. And then later on I climbed the tree with my divine feminine, and then there was an inner wedding. It's called the alchemical wedding, and that's when you finally get to reach the fifth consciousness, like you get out of the egg, of the cosmic egg, and you get to experience inside of yourself the birth of water and spirit. Jesus talks about it in the Bible. He also talks about when the two eyes become one, what happens. And we're gonna talk about that and how hard it is when you reach the fifth consciousness to actually move higher and raise that sun child inside yourself. It's like you're all over a baby in the cosmic world, and you try to grow up inside of yourself. So, and there come different kind of challenges again in your lifetime that you need to pass, and with love and light, like I always say. So we're gonna talk about that too. And like I said, when I had the dark night of the soul, which I think one of the first people who talked about it was San Juan de la Cruz, which is called in English San John of the Cross, and he even wrote a poem about it in the 1578, I think, yeah. 1578, you can also say, maybe like that. To see the past lives, what does that do? Because many still don't believe in the past lives, but you guys are really thinking that you're gonna make it in one time here and being semi-goody. That's kind of like, you work so hard all your lives to get where you get, for yourself, for your families, in your job. It takes so much strength and so much effort to live life and whatever you go through. Don't think that to become the children of God or the heavens, it's like that easy. It's not. And you need to really work yourself with love. First, it feels like work. Actually, it's always an honor to be here, to go the path, to be able to do it, to be that spark that comes from God, that soul that actually is able to elevate, ascend into more love, into more divinity and kindness and compassion, and to have that grace, and to actually see that you really, really were made of the image. When God said, I made you in my image, what does he mean with that? Well, first of all, let's talk about who is God Father and God Mother. It's an energetic, conscious, unendless, infinite being. That was one of my first, when I became clairvoyant, one of the first symbols I saw, the infinity symbol. It was over my bed, huge in yellow, in light. And then later I wrote a book that right now I'm making an update, but soon it will be out again, like the awakening of the soul and of the spirit. And that's when I started working also with that infinity sign and realized what it meant for real. And God is that infinite love, infinite light, infinite consciousness, always been there, no beginning, no end. And imagine, you guys, we are the sparks of that being. This is the body that we choose in that lifetime, that our spark goes in there, and we need to become flames so that we can help more everybody around us. And so that God also gets to live on this earth. Because when you become clairvoyant and you go the path of purification, that's what you do. You're making space inside of yourself for God to manifest inside of yourself. Like at the beginning, you get to your higher self and you get to talk to, or before of that, you might listen to your intuition. And before of that, you don't hear anything. You don't hear your intuition. You don't even aware of that voice inside of yourself. So let's go through every step on the way to actually reach that fifth dimension, that Christ consciousness that many out there are talking about it, which means it's called the second coming of Christ. Like Jesus actually came to teach us. Oh, there's like a bug. I need to bring it outside. One moment, please. So, like I was saying, we're at the end of our video. That little bug went outside and flew away. And let's see. We're talking about Christ consciousness and the second coming of Christ. And we're going to talk a lot about that, because that makes us get closure with Jesus and all other ascended masters. Like there were many ascended masters who went the path of the Christ inside themselves. And that's, like I said, it's the second coming everybody's talking about. And when you heard about it, and that's how you reach the fifth dimension. And it takes time to also learn how to be in that fifth dimension and move forward from them, like to raise that inner child. So we're going to talk about that. Like I said, if you can please start to meditate, it would be wonderful for you. It's the way to go. If you can start stretching more, please stretch more. If you can go more into the forest or into nature, please do so. You're going to find yourself, and your inner voice is like your heart voice, the voice of your higher soul, like your higher self. And that's where you're going to be able to listen more to your inner self and make it less loud. The voice of your mind that always makes you a plan and might make you understand that you're not good enough, or that you don't have enough, or obviously there are many people who don't have enough. Please help them. Help where you can, but be also careful. Look also who is asking you for help. Obviously you can do it here per YouTube, whatever you know, and you can share. Obviously, you can send to places where you actually know it's arriving there. There you can do and help, but also help yourself. Start helping yourself and loving yourself more from the heart. And if you do sport, do it. Never do things out of competition. Don't compete with others, and don't compare yourself with others, because you're unique. You're special. Everybody is here. Everybody's unique and special. I know that there are many also videos out there of beings, they're supposed to have no souls. Eventually we will do a video about that, but now let's stay here in the divinity and in all the positive things that we first want to talk about, the loving things, and later on we can do videos about those kind of beings. So it will be all talked. And what else? Try to visualize yourself. Be creative within yourself. Know that inside of yourself that you have a well of goodness, a well of love, a well of light, and use that, for good things. Yeah, respect yourself, respect others as much as you can, and cleanse, start eating more healthy, more veggies, more fruit, if possible biological, eco. I don't know, how do you call it? Here we call it biological, bio, that have have not been like with like things which are bad for your body. If you're still using perfume, put it on your clothes. If it's not vegan, or use products which are animal free, please. Don't paint yourself with makeup which has been tested on animals. Don't do that. When you wear fur, now there's so many beautiful fake fur jackets out there that we women, ladies, like to wear. Fake fur is the way to wear fur, if any. I also have a couple. It's okay. Many things are okay if they don't have suffering. You don't want to hurt other beings. And know that beings with eyes have souls, or are in a group soul. We will talk about that too, about animals, like homey animals and farm animals and wild animals and bugs, insects, and we will talk about astral animals. We will talk about all these animals and their attributes, and how are we supposed to, in the ecosystem, live with them and treat them. And you want to treat everybody and everything around you with nobleness and with love. And if you can't, at least send love, send love to people or places where you maybe don't want to go, or you're like not having contact. You send light, and you let people work on themselves like you work on yourself. You keep on working on yourself, because that's the way to go, and that's what also gives ultimately happiness and delightfulness. Like I might still have like hard trials sometimes, or difficult trials like everybody else, but the fact that I know that I'm on the path of light and love, that gives me calmness. That gives me always the courage to keep going. That gives me happiness. That gives me real happiness, like eternal happiness, not happiness for a moment, like, I know, something where you have lust to eat or to drink or to do, like long-lasting happiness, which every human being is seeking out there. And I promise you, you're not gonna find it in... Of course it makes us happy to go travel, and it's beautiful, and hopefully we all can do that, but the ultimate happiness, like long lasting, where you don't need the need to go somewhere, have something, do something, is reconnecting with yourself and with the source or the universe or the special beings inside of yourself. That's gonna make you really happy. And we're gonna talk a lot about that too. Yeah, one last thing, you want to work on your habits, the habits that hurt you. To open the third eye, alcohol, meat, smoking, judging, it won't work after a while. Like you might become clairvoyant and you still have some alcohol here and there, or you may become clairvoyant and you're still smoking, and that might be okay for a while as a human angel at that beginning frequency. But as you want to go higher, you're going to have to purify more. What I'm trying to say is that you should remove the things that keep your gland closed. The pineal gland, that is the one that connects to your third eye. You want to start putting things away in your life that keep that gland closed. Like the most beautiful thing that I want to see here at the end is that God sees you and hears you and knows you better than anybody. Source knows you. The universe knows you. And it knows how wonderful you are and how loving you are. So when I became clairvoyant, I was still a little rebel. And then I had to learn to let all that go. All the things that were rebellious or that I did because I was hurt in my life, or but God knew me from inside and knew that I'm a good cookie and that I mean it good with the world, and also knew where I was until where I worked myself up, elevating by frequency from my past lives. So everything is there about you, and the angels, the archangels, and the ascended masters and God, they know. So that's kind of like the most beautiful and divine thing. Like, even if you're still maybe traumatized or you have things that you need to heal in yourself, it's okay. It's okay. You're on your path and you can keep going and things are going to get better, We're also going to be talking about what are soulmates, what are twin flames. I'm married to my twin flame. That was shown to me when I had my dark night of the soul, that I'm with my husband for many, many lifetimes. I'm going to talk about how I manifested my partners in different relationships until I got to my last one, to my husband, Dani. We even have the same name. And we've been together for almost, I think, 21 years now, and married 16 or 17. He counts that better than me. I'm kind of with the numbers, here and there, more or less. So for a long, long time we're together and married. So we have a son. He's 13 years old. His name is Luka, and we have a son from the animal kingdom, our Goldie Moses. And we live between Germany and Spain. And we're right now doing some changes in our lives that when they're done, I will tell you about it. And now I just want to tell you that we must awaken and be aware that we enlighten ourselves, just like the world we live in. That's very important. And that's when we feel the most aligned. Our soul feels heard from us when we actually, dedicate that some time. So take care. I love you very, very much. I send love and light to you, to all of us, and see you in my next video. Thank you so much.